Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I have a lot of Ahsoka stuff to react to today. Once again, I'm behind in reacting to trailers, but I think this is one I have not seen yet, a full-length one that is from 1 month ago, posted by Star Wars, and it's just called Ahsoka Official Trailer. All right, let's go for it. Oh, before I hit play, I need to do a recap on what I've gotten spoiled to me from trailers. Just a few things. One thing is I know in a teaser, so not this full trailer, but in a teaser, Anakin's voice is heard. I think it was from that teaser, I saw that Sabine was having a lightsaber battle with that female Sith assassin, whatever she is. I don't think she's an Inquisitor. She's a oh shoot. What were they called? Oh, are they just like dark Jedi? All right, here we go.
War is inevitable. One must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
Whoa, the two got stabbed.
I started hearing whispers.
It's like the most violent
Return as heir
Star
to
Wars
the
trailer.
Empire. What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
A lot of stuff repeated from the last trailers.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war.
Hera.
That's why I'm trying to
Chopper.
convince you to help me
Mon
prevent
Mothma.
another one.
You and I both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
Sabine with short
But
hair.
your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine.
You never made things easy for me. Master.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this through.
Oh, there she's cutting her hair.
Nice haircut.
So Ahsoka's gonna. Wait a second.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal
Those are the
feelings.
same words that Hera spoke to Kanan right before he died.
If we don't stop
Hey, that was
Thrawn,
one of the giant whales.
everything
Oh,
will be
look
invaded.
at his face!
You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Okay, that's an Inquisitor. Star Killer. Episode premiere. Okay, so the big takeaway here is that Ahsoka's gonna train Sabine as a Jedi. What the? Okay, so I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm speechless. I mean that explains why she's using Ezra's lightsaber, right? Right? Wow. There's a lot to take in there. So it's interesting that those Dark Jedi are looking for Thrawn. Like, we're gonna have all this power. It's like, yeah, but they have the Force. Thrawn doesn't, but Thrawn has political power. Oh yeah, I commented on the nice haircut thing. No, what Hera says to Kanan before he dies is, I hate your haircut. I think that's what she says to him. But it's a very endearing moment. And yeah, especially when you know he's about to die, which is everyone because you can see it coming from a mile away. But anyways, Sabine trained as a Jedi. Like when Kanan tried training Sabine, it wasn't as a Jedi. Like there was never any hints that she had Force powers. Was there? I don't know. It's been a while since I watched Rebels. But it was like training her as a, Mandalorian, how to use the Darksaber, because however many Mandalorians have wielded the Darksaber. I mean, the first one to wield the Darksaber, the reason it was created was because Tar Vizsla was a Mandalorian who was a Jedi. But it's kind of interesting that there weren't any other Jedi to wield it after that. Pre Vizsla was a non-Force user. Maul, of course, was, but he was a Sith. And then Bo-Katan, Din, and Moff Gideon, none of them were force wielders, force users. And I would say Sabine isn't, but Ahsoka's talking about training her as a Jedi. Unless she's not talking about training her as a Jedi, because how can Ahsoka train someone as a Jedi when she's in a Jedi herself? When she makes herself a Jedi again, or unless she's not training her as a Jedi, she's just training her as a swordsman, samurai, but as a Mandalorian. No, I don't know, but Ahsoka's not going to be Mandalorian. That would be cool to see Ahsoka in Mandalorian armor, though. All right, this is just a lot of unscripted, really fast, bizarre theories. So take what you will, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm excited. I don't know what to make of this. I'm surprised that we got Ezra's voice. They better not let us hear Thrawn's voice until the show premieres. However, we know what Thrawn sounds like, given that his voice actor, Lars Mikkelsen, is playing him in live action, as opposed to everyone else whose voice actors are not playing them in live action. So we don't know what they're to expect from their voices. So it's odd that Thrawn, the only one whose voice we know, is the one that they're keeping from us. But of course, it's sort of like how they wouldn't show Thanos in the trailer for Endgame. Like, you always have to keep the villain in more secrecy. It's kind of like with Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar, that they don't show his face fully until the 3rd season. It's like you can show however much you want of the heroes, and it's not going to change anything. But showing too much of the villain takes away the fear. Oh wait, that was Maul. Hang on. Showing too much of the villain takes away the fear. That's like how Thrawn would say it, but okay. Not here for me to do Star Wars impression. Let's find the next trailer. The teaser. Get ready. This is called Get Ready, Ahsoka, Disney Plus. This is from an hour ago.
Everyone in the Order knew Anakin Skywalker. Few would live to see what he became.
Before the end of the Clone Wars, I walked away from him and the Jedi.
In this war, you'll face more than just droids. As your master, it's my responsibility to prepare you. I won't always be there to look out for you.
I could use the help.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Don't be afraid. And trust your instincts. I know you can do this, Ahsoka.
Okay, I've never heard Hayden Christensen say Ahsoka before, so that is that's chilling. Yeah, I've never heard him say her name before. It was very endearing. I need her to talk to his ghost. Imagine we get a scene where she talks to Anakin's ghost and Luke at the same time. I feel like Luke won't be in Ahsoka's show, though, because they feel that he'd steal the thunder. Because they're both Jedi. But remember, Din and Boba are both Mandalorians, and they didn't think either of them would steal the show from each other, which inevitably happened. But still, Din Djarin and Boba Fett, no matter how much people love them, their names do not hold the weight that Luke Skywalker does. So, and you could say, yeah, Luke's stole Din's fire, stole his thunder. What is wrong with me today? Stole his fire. Right out of his flamethrower. He stole Luke's thunder in season 2 of Mando, but like, what was that show for? Like that fit in with the show, whereas Ahsoka's show has a very specific goal, highlighting Ahsoka, highlighting Sabine, continuing Rebels. Although Luke could fit in with that and have it make sense. And it would feel like, more than just a cameo if he's somehow the key to finding Ezra. Hey, I just got a thought. If Sabine's wielding Ezra's lightsaber, that means Ezra needs to make a new lightsaber once he comes back. Imagine he makes like an orange lightsaber to match his clothes. That would be cool. Yeah. So, yeah, Anakin's voice. Talking about training her, it gives me vibes of the 5th episode of Tales of the Jedi. So it's just, yeah, it's great to see that they show that clip of Revenge of the Sith, that they're paying homage to the prequels. And of course, you could argue that simply having an Ahsoka show is paying homage to the prequels because she's from the Clone Wars, which took place in the prequel era. But I still think there are a lot of people who love the Clone Wars and hate the prequels. So it's not totally saying that using a Clone Wars character is paying homage to the prequels. You could still disrespect the prequels in bringing this character to light in a new show. Because, like, for instance, Simon Pegg from Mission Impossible, that's what I know him from, but he did the voice of Dengar, who was originally in Empire Strikes Back. He did his voice in the Clone Wars, and he's speaking publicly about not liking the prequels. So it's like they had someone working on this show that took place in the prequel era who didn't like the prequels. So it doesn't go without saying that, you know, if you like Ahsoka, you like the prequels or whatever. So I love seeing that clip of Revenge of the Sith. And I mean, the inclusion of Hayden Christensen is really kind of all the evidence you need to show that the people behind this care for the prequels. But we know the people behind it are Dave Filoni. So, and from watching all the featurettes of him for the Clone Wars, you know that he loves the prequels. He respects them. He understands them. Yeah. A Hero's Journey. 1 hour ago. I figured they might show old clips.
You felt it. We all have. There's just a generational impact that Star Wars has had on my and so many families across the world. When I think of how much I loved it as a kid, to actually have the Montrals on, the Leku, and the costume, it just feels magical.
They're really promoting this. I don't remember seeing anything like this
When I watched The Mandalorian with my mom, and I say, "May the Force be with you." She literally did like a slow turn towards me with tears in her eyes. I feel grateful to be a part of something so truly iconic. Getting to play Ahsoka has been an absolute dream come true. It's very personal, and it's my honor to be Ahsoka. Her bravery, her passion, her power. Ahsoka is truly one of a kind.
Hey, yes, she is. So my thoughts are essentially, they're really promoting this show. Like, they must know it's going to be good, because I don't remember seeing anything like this for the Kenobi show. It's like they're having Ewan McGregor in this big studio with this giant screen watching A New Hope, or doing that with Tamara Morrison for the Book of Boba, or Diego Luna for Andor, for that matter. You know, I don't remember seeing any promos for those shows as magnificent as this. I think that's saying something. I think Disney's getting the hype. I think Disney, maybe I shouldn't say Disney, but Lucasfilm, maybe we'll say. Maybe it's just Dave, because he's in charge of creative stuff. That he knows that people are going to love this. And Lucasfilm is hype right now because they know fans are hype. Yeah, it's like, I think Ahsoka is going to blow Andor and Boba and Kenobi out of the water, and The Mandalorian. I think it's without a doubt going to be the best live action Star Wars show. Without a doubt. I'm saying it now. Like, there isn't a doubt in my mind. We've been burned before, though. Now, what I'm feeling inside right now is not equal to what I felt a year ago when Kenobi was coming out. Like, when Kenobi came out, my feelings were essentially like, wow, it's going to be really cool to see Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan again, but like, what the heck are they going to do with this show? But like, right now, I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, there's more potential for this. And like, what I've seen in the trailers, like there's just so much more going on. So much more to be said, so much more story to be told here. than anything since the Clone Wars. And yeah, and the fact that Dave's in charge, like you could say, oh well, Dave was in charge of Mando and a Boba, you know, when bad things happen in those shows, but he never had the full control. Dave never had the full control that George had with the prequels. And now he does. You see, Jon Favreau was more in charge of The Mandalorian than Dave. And then we saw what Boba looked like when Dave was in charge. Boba looked like episode 6 when Dave was in charge. And then Robert Rodriguez comes in, who I am a fan of because of Alita Battle Angel, but episode 7 of Boba is garbage. And so you see that's Filoni losing his grip on the show when other people come in. And Filoni had nothing to do with Kenobi, so you can't be like, Ahsoka's gonna be garbage because Kenobi was garbage. Like, no, because Dave had nothing to do with the Kenobi show. Like, there's no one else like Dave. Nobody else gets it. Bryce Dallas Howard, Jon Favreau, Tony Gilroy, none of them get Star Wars like Dave. Dave is second to George Lucas alone. So the fact that this is like the first time, I think he even has more control with this Ahsoka show than he had with Rebels. So this is like Dave Unchained, right? And I think we're going to see that it pays off. Oh yeah, I think he might have had full control Tales of the Jedi, and that was crystal, like that was perfection. So I think this show is going to be perfection as well. And I know you can say, oh, we've said that about past shows, but I'm trying to tell you, we didn't have the background information for those other shows that we have with Ahsoka. And plus, it's like, how much can you do with Cassian Andor? Like still, that show is better than everyone thought it would be, but still, there's only so much you can do with him. And there's only so much you can do with Kenobi, especially in this timeline between, you know, where you already know what happens to him. It's like, you can't kill anyone. You can't really introduce anyone new in the Kenobi show. You can just have him interact with people he's already interacted with. And it doesn't change the timeline at all. That's essentially the stakes that were set up for the Kenobi show. Ahsoka, you essentially have all these characters can die. All these characters never interacted with each other before, about to interact. What do you mean by that? Like this is what I mean. The Kenobi show, the main villain and the main hero already had one-on-one battles twice before, Kenobi and Vader. The main hero and main villain for the Ahsoka show have never even met each other. Ahsoka and Thrawn have not had a single scene with each other in all of Star Wars up until this point. Like, that is something new. That is something so fresh, as opposed to seeing Kenobi and Vader again, like the two most popular characters. So yeah, it's I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I stand corrected if this show ends up being terrible. And I know that there is potential for this show to not be what I'm saying it will be, but I got this feeling, man, you know, and I didn't think, nothing in me made me think that Kenobi was going to turn out as mediocre as it did, but still, I didn't have this burning feeling inside me leading up to Kenobi like I do right now leading up to the Ahsoka show. Yeah. It's so many emotions. So many emotions. Don't let me down, Dave. I think, yeah. And then like think about it. Going into Kenobi, like, who are the major characters? You know, other than Reva, who is a new character. Like you have Kenobi, you have Vader, you have Leia, Bail Organa, Owen, Uncle Owen. Who else was I going to say? Oh, the Grand Inquisitor. No one can die. Look at the Ahsoka show. Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera, Thrawn, Ezra, Chopper. They could all die in this show. If this is going to be a one-season show, which I don't think it is, but let's just say it is, all of these major characters could die in the first season. Like, that is huge. That would be like Revenge of the Sith level of catastrophe, of turmoil, of heartbreak. Season 5 or 7 of Clone Wars level heartbreak in this show, because there's so much potential. And it's not just about killing characters. Well, yeah, these new Dark Jedi characters, they could die too. But like, still, it's like a Kenobi show. You've seen Kenobi, Vader, and Leia in live action before. Boba Fett. You just saw Boba Fett and Fennec Shand in The Mandalorian. This show is giving us Sabine, Hera, Thrawn, Ezra in live action for the first time. And yeah, it's just, it's something so new. And beyond that, it's like, who are the characters that are driving it? Like, I think a lot of people are of the opinion that Rebels should not have been centered around Ezra. So now imagine Rebels without Ezra. And Ahsoka, Sabine, Hera are taking the lead. Like, that has so much more potential to be so strong. You know, I think Hera got used a good amount in Rebels, but Ahsoka and Sabine were underused in Rebels for sure. And so was Thrawn. Thrawn was definitely underused. You know, some people might think like, oh, Thrawn was the highlight of Rebels. What are you talking about? He's underused. Come on, he was underused. There's so much more that can be done with Thrawn. Not much more you can do with Kenobi or Boba Fett or Andor. Like, the Andor show, it was good. It could have been centered around literally any other character. Come on. It could have been any other character. You could have picked Chirrut or Bodhi, some other random character from Rogue One. It didn't have to be Cassian. But the Ahsoka show, there's just so much that is unique to Ahsoka and Thrawn and Sabine that like, man, that is a special kind of magic that cannot be imitated anywhere else. Ahsoka final trailer, Thrawn. Pirates of the Caribbean Secrets of the Lamp official trailer. What? Secrets of the Lamp? I love Lamp. Brick, are you just pointing to things in the room saying that you love them? Oh, here. 2 hours ago. Get ready. 31 seconds.
He's coming.
I am
When
ready.
the stakes are this high,
I'm so ready.
it takes a master
So ready.
and an apprentice
Okay.
to defeat our enemy.
That's how they're setting it up.
What
Master
makes someone
Apprentice.
ready?
You just know.
Of the century. Star Wars event of the century.
Ahsoka 2-episode premiere streaming August 23rd.
Ahsoka Trick Disney Plus. Dude, are there like 10 trailers and teasers?
Concentrate. Take in all that is around you. Let's go again.
I have reason to believe the Empire is still a threat.
We face another war. Let's begin.
Ahsoka Tano, Anakin spoke highly of you.
Get ready.
It's music.
Nice trick. Got any more?
Whoa.
Ahsoka 2-episode premiere streaming August 23rd.
Was Ahsoka wearing blue there? Okay, now Masters and Apprentices, Ahsoka Disney Plus, 11 days ago. Dude, they're dropping a new trailer every week. Now we're never 11 days ago. I feel like I saw that one already. Journey to Ahsoka. Ahsoka panel. Okay, putting on the Masters and Apprentices.
Always two there are. No more, no less. A master and an apprentice.
Be mindful of the living force, young Padawan.
You will be tempted by the dark side of the Force.
One must destroy in order to create.
Master.
It's been a while. Things have changed. Sometimes we have to do what's right.
Confronting fear is the destiny of a Jedi.
Buckle up.
Never be afraid of who you are.
Pass on what you have learned. We are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters.
Ahsoka 2-episode premiere streaming August 23rd on Disney Plus.
Failure, the best teacher is. So I got this little thought when they're talking about Masters and Apprentices, and then they showed the Inquisitor. What if the Inquisitor is Starkiller and ends up training Ahsoka and completing her training, because Starkiller got more training from Vader than Ahsoka did, or at least he got a lot stronger than Ahsoka did when she was trained by Anakin. So it could be like, hey, we were both trained by Anakin, but I'm a lot stronger than you. Let me help you complete your training. I'll get you to be at the level of Knight. I know I said this in my last video, but I still feel more hyped for Sabine in this show than I am for Ahsoka. Yeah, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Yeah, because I just think the way that they have Sabine look in live action is like not what I was expecting. Yeah, I don't know, man. This is insane. Here, should we watch one more thing? Let's watch the Now or Never one. Make sure. Yes, 46 seconds.
There are so few Jedi left. She's coming.
Our enemies are multiplying. The galaxy is not safe. I could use the help.
It's now or never. Once a rebel, always a rebel.
Hunt them down.
This is where it gets interesting.
Get ready. Ready. Ready.
Ahsoka 2-episode premiere August 23rd, only on Disney Plus.
Okay, I kind of get what Ben's saying now about like, yeah, they might be giving too much away in the trailers, but still, I feel hyped. It's like so much content intake just from the trailers, but it's helping me get hyped, but it also might be a bad thing because then there won't be much left. Well, clearly there's going to be a lot from Thrawn left. Hopefully, I can't even talk anymore. Hopefully there will be a lot more to see from Thrawn that hasn't been shown in the trailers. The other characters, the heroes, didn't I just say you can show the heroes as much as you want and it doesn't change anything in the actual content? But in terms of trailers, yeah, that doesn't really go without saying. All right. Well, I'll be back in 9 days, I guess, to react to the actual show. I better do it the day of, otherwise I could get spoilers on social media, especially with 2 episodes dropping right away like they did with Kenobi. So yeah, can't wait. Take my word for it. This show is going to be fire. The fire that will light the rebellion.